Hello everyone, here's Gutu and here is Bella and Jasper. Today we are introducing to you the sentiment honk. Let me start with a question here. How often can you experience some negativities on social platforms these days? I imagine the internet toxicity is no stranger to you since the communication technology has largely influenced our lives. But what if I tell you that there are some clever ways to reduce the phenomenon? For instance, the sentiment honk. At first, I want to introduce the artist who created the sentiment honk. Her name is Rachel Smith, and she is a UK artist and creative technologist. Her interest lies in emergent technology and its relationship with the humans. Talking about the sentiment honk, in terms of its physical appearance, as you can see, it has two robotic creatures on both sides of this image, and they have an electric air pump on the top, which connects to a blowing party horns. Also, they are all wired to a central circuit board with a microchip here that is able to detect auditory negative emotions. And when it does, the air pump will notify you by sending air to the party homes. Richards created sentiment honk due to the understanding of collective emotion and sentiment analysis. Therefore, we must to know what is collective emotion and sentiment analysis, which are which are the technical materials of the sentiment honk. So in terms of the collective emotion, it has four characteristics, including the alignment, improvement, fundamental, and gathering people. And then, according to the sentiment analysis, it means using artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to analyze tests to determine whether data is positive, negative, or neutral. So using the collective emotion and sentiment analysis, the sentiment honk can react to the words people use.
Okay, so we have talked a lot about the sentiment honk's technological foundations, but we are also quite interested in its themes and original ideas behind, like what is its function, what is its applications and implications here. One example would be cogito, a mechanism embedded often in call centers. It can identify if a guy would experience negative emotions, and it can send them a timely message so that they can adjust their performance accordingly. Okay, moving on. After talking about the positive applications of this honk, it has been observed that the sentiment honk is all about analyzing audios. What could be the downside of that? Well, seeing this honk, we actually felt that there could be some controversies, one of which is surveillance. Imagine this, you're in a hospital. You're looking at your bill. It's a quite expensive bill. You said to yourself, Jesus, why don't you just let me die already? You weren't trying to kill yourself, but out of nowhere, a speakerphone comes out saying, alert. And before you know it, a bunch of nurses storm in, hold you down, and hold you captive. How would you feel about that? You would feel like a right has been breached, and you could feel frustrated because this level of surveillance has gone out of hand. So that's the problem we might think about it. And oh, another thing is, since this presentation has been heavily based on an online platform, we think if this would be an actual visit, we could have been able to provide more information in detail. For instance, we could really test how specific this honk can be. In particular, we know this thing can detect semantics, our voice pitch. But what about pragmatics? For instance, you are bloody fantastic. Would that be identified as being negative? Okay, to conclude, this sentiment honk represents an inspirational technology that has many positive applications, but there are also controversies such as surveillance and its accuracy. Stay tuned if you want to know more. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks for listening.